But it's hard finding people that relate. And for this very reason, a lot of people end up compromising. Because they feel like they're not, a lot of people don't want to be patient and wait on their kingdom friends. They feel like most people they come across is kind of like I said, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. And because of that, you kind of lose hope. Like, I'm never going to find anybody that's fully devoted to Christ. So I'm just going to compromise and hang with people that's lukewarm or hang with people that's in the world. And I refuse to compromise when it comes to my walk, regardless of what it is. But, I refuse to compromise in this area as well, no matter how bad I want something. Because when you compromise, you will always be disappointed in the end. Because if you start taking matters into your own hands, befriending people that God never sent you, then those friendships will not be fruitful. They won't be built on kingdom business. They won't be fulfilling. They won't be uplifting like you were hoping for, because God didn't send those people. You just took matters into your own hands to go find some friends. And a lot of times when people compromise with friends and with partners, they end up in unequally yoked relationships, which is never good, because it can lead to backsliding, and you find yourself in situations that you weren't even supposed to be in, because you're hanging out with people you weren't supposed to be with. And it's so funny, because I remember recently, it was actually March 15th of this year, my family was all talking about their plans for the weekend, what they're doing, and who they're going to be hanging out with. And I remember getting sad, because I was the only person that didn't have no plans and nobody to hang out with. And I had no interest in the things that they were doing, but I was sad because I was like, dang, I'm lonely friend-wise, kingdom friend-wise at least. And I felt left out. I felt alone while everyone else had people. And a lot of times this is how you feel when you're following Christ. Oh my goodness. You always feel left out. You always feel alone. You always feel like the outcast, especially when you're not willing to compromise. So that's a normal thing to feel. It's a normal thing to go through when following Christ. And I talked to the Lord about this, multiple times. I prayed about this. I talked to the Lord like, Lord, I need some friends, some kingdom friends. And I remember after I got off FaceTime with my family, I talked to the Lord. And about 2 hours later, I had watched a video on YouTube of someone that I've been watching for like a year now. And baby, she always hitting stuff on the money. So she began talking about how someone that's watching the video will have kingdom friends soon. And she even went into details about stuff relating to my life. And I was just like, I started uncontrollably crying, because I knew God was speaking to me through her in that video. And I knew that he was